Welcome to your chordal guitar lesson of the week. Today I want to show you a chord that you can add in a minor scale to infuse just the right emotion and tension into your music. This is a chord that I used in my most recent ambient sketch number 77, and I want to show how I used this chord right here. So let's pick the key of E minor because this is the key of my song that I'm going to use as an example, and let's play a regular natural E minor scale like this. If I want to harmonize this natural E minor scale, I just have to build a chord on each of those notes by using what we call diatonic notes. It means that we are only going to use notes that belong to a natural E minor scale. No outside notes, no surprising notes, only the notes that fit in a natural E minor scale. So if I build my chords with the diatonic notes, this is going to sound like this. So everything fits, everything flows nicely from one root to another. But now the little tweak that I want you to do, the little special chord that I want you to infuse in this harmonization is on the fifth chord of the harmonization. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So regularly at this position, you should have a minor chord. In our case, it's a B minor chord. You are just going to play a major chord instead. And now this note, which doesn't belong in a natural E minor scale, the D sharp here, is a tension note that badly wants to resolve back to the root. If you want a satisfying resolution, you cannot just stay here or stay on this note. If I do that, you better go to the root, because if you don't go to the root and you stay on this note, oh, this is going to be funky a little bit. You better go to the place that we expect if you want a satisfying resolution. So adding this note right here and this major chord at the fifth position is what we call a dominant function to the chord, because now the tension that it creates wants to resolve to the root, like I said, and this is exactly the function of a dominant chord. And this is what I used in my ambient sketch number 77. So I'm gonna play the first 4 chords of my ambient sketch so you can hear this chord in action. So this chord right here, this note, badly wants to resolve back to E minor. This is satisfying like this. And it adds just the right tension, and this was calculated because I knew that I would stay on this chord and that it would create an urge to the listener to go back to that little motif. It's almost a little bit painful that we stay here for so long. And it wouldn't have the same impact if I used a natural 5th degree chord on this sequence. So if I modified this chord right here to be a natural chord, it wouldn't have the same impact. Just listen to it. This is still sounding great, but it doesn't have the same impact as this one. When I play this one, I could go to E minor to the root, but I could go elsewhere. I could go elsewhere, but when I am on this chord right here, I better go to the root. And this is what creates just a nice feeling and emotion to this chord progression, in my opinion. So how did I come up with this shape right here? This is very simple. I just took the dominant chord in my E minor scale, which is B major, like we've seen. So I will play it in the bar position from the 7th fret. I'm only going to keep the top 3 notes, which are here. But I wanted to put my tension note, the D sharp, the famous D sharp note that is so tense. I wanted to put this on the bass so it's even more tense, because when the tension is on the bass, it's even worse when you want a resolution. So I took this note right here and I brought it down 1 octave right here, and I kept the top 2 notes. So this is how I came up with this shape right here. And it's super effective. So this is what you can do to add more tension and more interest in a surprising chord in a minor key. It's to have a dominant major chord at the 5th position in your harmonization of a scale, and it's going to strike a chord to your listener because this is such a great chord. It's been used since hundreds of years by classical composers, J.S. Bach, and even before, they used the dominant chord in minor scales, even if it doesn't belong, even if you have an outside note, because it's so satisfying. So I'm not the first to think about this. This is being done since hundreds of years. Right? Okay, so thanks a lot for watching my lesson. If you want more on chords, you can take my free mini course. Yes, I mention it very often in my videos, but if you are new here, I have a mini course on ambient chords with exercises, downloadable sheets. You can ask me questions on my website, so it's a great resource. So I want to make sure that you sign up to my free mini course. It's the first link in the description box, or the orange pick here, so you can benefit and learn more. Okay, until next time, guys, au revoir.